Hey, welcome back. We have a new knife here, and well, technically it's a pre-owned knife, but it's kind of how you have to buy this one unless you get very lucky to win it on a drop. I am very excited, to get into this one. Let's take a look here. All right. Interesting package there. I don't know if this is actually what this knife comes with or if the seller just put it in here, but this is the Eutsler DUK. I don't know what that acronym stands for. I didn't do my research on this one, but it's a Mangnacut one. It's got tie handles, tie pocket clip, tie backspacer, and black Damascus parts, and it is a beauty, I have to say. This is one I've been trying to get a hold of for a few months. Got very close, like 2 or 3 times, and things just didn't work out. So I'm very happy to finally get one in hand and see what it's all about. First impression, interesting on the pocket clip shape is like the one thing that just kind of stands out to me as being very long and kind of pokey. The overall feels a lot like you'd expect for a typical titanium frame lock. That action was better than typical, both directions. Centering looks very good. Backspacer is kind of cool there. I like the milling a lot, and definitely love the pivot hardware. That's pretty cool. Interesting. All right, here it is, the DUK. A lot of hype around these. This particular one was disclosed as having a couple little scratches up here, probably from carry or something like that. I'm trying to just roll it out, see what we're dealing with in terms of the tie frame lock itself. You know, it's kind of one of the downfalls of a frame lock is if you put a little pressure on it. Yeah, this one's definitely susceptible to lock bar pressure. Let's get this blade cleaned up a little bit as well here. Just check the edge and see if I can get a sense. Ooh, very nice on the edge. Very nice indeed. Yeah, very, very nice action. The action is really fantastic. Super smooth. One of the things I noticed on this, having spent some time with the SPK Lamia lately, is that this lock bar is very easy to actuate. You have a lot of leverage on it. You can see it's pretty long, it gets pretty thin right here. And yeah, there's no problem. It's very confidence invoking. The shape of this here just invites your thumb. That is really nice feeling there. And then the action is just pretty drop shut. Pretty darn drop shot. The detent's great. This thing's not gonna come out of there by mistake. Maybe if you really, no. Very snappy on the action. Yeah, I like it. It is a nice, nice knife. Really love the stone wash on the blade. Also very nice. You know what I would kind of liken this to would be, it's kind of what I wanted a, what's the brand? Like a Grimsmo or a Holt to be. But those knives don't have the action, they don't have the thumb stud. They have the action, like especially on the drop shut side, they both are as good, if not better. Probably even a little more, what I would say, like this one, you can see it kind of hesitates a little bit here and there, kind of sticks. Those are both like even more hydraulic and less sticky than this. Now this one, I don't know what kind of condition it's in and stuff, so that could definitely be playing a part in that. It could be like due for some servicing. I don't see a ton of pocket lint in there though, so overall, it seems pretty clean, but it could need it. Once in a while, you do get that pure drop shut too, so it's like kind of hard to know when you're buying something pre-owned how much that reflects how it left. But yeah, overall, really good. Beautiful milling on the pocket clip back here, I just noticed, by the way. The way that that's milled in there is quite nice looking. Just throw that in the pocket for a sec and see if, yeah, the pocket clip goes right over the pants, so it's not bad. Certainly functional. It's harder to get out, actually, than it is to get in. It's kind of interesting. It kind of hangs up in there. I'm actually now having trouble getting it out of my pocket, which is kind of funny. Excuse me. Yeah, really nice action. They're beautiful knives for sure. I would guess it's in the, it's kind of weird. That's the second time that's happened where I've had kind of a double clutch at the end. Not a double clutch technically. It's a better, there's a term that that's used for, or there's a thing that that term is used for, but more of like a double detent at the end. Anyway, 4.1 ounces, which given it's probably what, like a 3.5 inch blade or something like that, right in line. Very good weight ratio. There's not a ton of like, they didn't take out a ton of the titanium. It's pretty much just slab on both sides, so it could be lightened up more if they wanted to. They probably did it this way for a reason. I'd say they could lighten up that handle a little bit and it'd probably be a little bit better balanced. Cutting edge, 3.25 blade length, just under 3.5. Total knife, 8 1/8 maybe. Sweet knife. Not, you know, these have been going on the secondary for crazy numbers, like 14 to 1600, especially if you have like a Damascus clip and stuff. To me, that feels excessive. Like, this is definitely a nice knife, but I don't know. I guess, you know, what I gotta say is that there's not a lot of knives that are this quality and this sort of shape. You know, there's a lot of knives that probably aren't quite as pretty that technically do things really nicely. I'd say like this is a somewhat polarizing aesthetic on the Rosie. You know, it's certainly cool, but that just looks more like what you'd expect a knife to look like. Say the SPK Lamia might be somewhere in between the two. But yeah, for what it is, I think it's a beautiful example of just like a, I don't know if you'd call that a straight back or a drop point or a clip point, or I guess that's probably why they just call it a duck. Kind of looks like a duck head. But yeah, it's a nice, just kind of straightforward knife. But I don't quite know why the secondary prices got as crazy on this as they did. Seems a little, see that? It did happen again. It's almost like sometimes the detent turns off. That is so weird. I've never experienced anything like that before. It's quite particular. That's weird. I don't know if it has to do with where my finger's sitting on the frame lock or something. Maybe I'm like stopping the detent ball from going in. I'm gonna get into a real neutral position here on the frame this time. Let's see if that affects it. Weird. You know, the Lamia has a little bit of that too, where if you bounce it real hard at the bottom, it kind of does that. I don't think the Rosie does that so much, but you can see that. Let's see if the Rosie does that at all. The Rosie's really good at that. I don't know if it's the double detent ball. Oh, there we go. I got a bounce on that one. But this one seems to do it very easily. Kind of stands out to me as kind of a weird quirk about it. I don't know if it's just this one or if that's how these things are, but see, it's happening quite a bit there. So that's interesting. Anyway, very beautiful knife. Overall, I get it. Let's take a look. I haven't really, ooh, the feel in the hand is really nice, I have to say. You could choke up a little bit there, but that's more of a sharpening choil than anything else. I wouldn't really recommend that. The knockdown on the, or I don't know, you call it a swedge, but it's kind of a swedge up here, feels really nice. These are zirconium on the thumb studs, and then black Timascus on the pivot collars. Quite an impression there. Back spacer tie, pocket clip tie. So there are some variations there where you could probably get, man, that is just a little too, that's a problem. Interesting. You can get those in Timascus too, which would be kind of cool. But anyways, I actually kind of like it like this, to be honest. What I don't like is that non-retention that's happening pretty frequently there. That's concerning to me. I don't know if that's this knife again or if that's the thing about the model, but I would think that would come up a lot if that was the model. So I'll chat with the seller, see what he has to say about it. Overall, great impression. Get the love for it. The craziness on the secondary, maybe, ooh, I have to say, I didn't really notice how that was done before, and that is one last point to call out. I don't think I've really seen that done that way. See how it fades out as these, these lines get bigger as they go? In the way that he takes it over here to the edge, it kind of fades to smaller as you get up towards the front, for better or for worse, right? I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. There's no jimping here really, but feels very confidence invoking regardless. Yeah, that's an interesting little design nuance there. Quite nice looking, quite nice looking. So worth a call out there on that milling. Very beautiful. Yeah, all for now. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.